Yeah! Yeah!
Last stand.
Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played between I Will Find Your Fob, playing 101st Airborne, and he's going up against Lil Goat, playing 11th ACAV. So America versus America today. First, we'll do the deck reviews, and then we'll talk about the matchup, the map, the deployments, and then the game. So, this is the deck review for Lil Goat, who's playing 11th ACAV, a div which you used to see a lot, and you don't see it so much anymore. It's a lot weaker than it used to be, but basically there is a strat where you just, I haven't seen the game yet, but there is a strat where you just spam out air for the whole game. So I'll go through it tab by tab. Generally with long games, with heavy tank divs, with arty, you want 3 cards of supply. But if these don't need supply, right? So can understand why there's only 2. In the Inf tab, we've got Engineer's Dragon. Not bringing them in the M113A3. It's up to you, really. I like it. Then Mech Rifle's Dragon in the M113A3 Dragon. So it's very, to be honest, both of these are very cost inefficient now. So if we just compare the M113A3 Dragon to a packed thing, anything unpacked, you see that for the same price, the BWP one gets a better gun, more armor, amphibious capability, better ATGM with more pen, more range, and PKT. So, yeah, but you gotta make do with what you got, right? And yeah, Panzer Grenadiers in the Marder 1A3 Milan, bringing it at no vet, that's probably a good idea because this is your best card, and to be honest, having them at 1 vet is really good, but you do lose 3 and you only get 1 card, so I understand that. Air Cav Troopers in the Black Hawk, I don't really agree with. I'd be bringing Heimat Jaeger because you need infantry, and if you've got 12 Heimat Jaeger, then you could afford to upvet this, perhaps. So that's what I'd be bringing. And then Milan 2, is this a good idea when you can bring... okay, I suppose it might be. Usually I'd say, well, look, you're very limited on this tab, whereas you've got lots of slots here, but you can actually only bring 1 card of Jaguar too, so maybe it does make sense to bring this. He is going to struggle for infantry, though. Although, 33 infantry isn't so bad. And then there's the recon infantry as well. So arty tab, yes, he's bringing the better howitzers. Basically, the range on the American and British Paladins just went down 1 patch without price adjustments. Do like it when that happens. And so now the German one is better because it has more range, which means at the same range its dispersion circle will be tighter. And then, yeah, mortars for smoke. Between these two, the Panzer Mortar's better because... actually, it's got less range. I never realised that. Actually, yeah, I think maybe the M106 is better. It depends. For damaging people with HE, Panzer Mortar would be better. But you'll note that it doesn't have smoke despite there being smoke on the model. Which I just realised, actually, so I'll have to write that down and report that as a bug. Panzer Mortar, no smoke on model. And this one, it's got more armor, despite it being the same model. Hatches are open, more armor. Okay. So, and it's cheaper, and yeah, it's got more range. The rounds have less, so the smoke will have less volume, because the volume does actually scale with the caliber. But yeah, having more range is a big advantage, and having a higher fire rate makes up for that. So, and like more salvo length. So yeah, this is probably better actually. So I've learned something today. Then M1A1 CV. So you'll note that there's only 5 CVs. I think that's too low. I really do think that's too low. I'd be tempted to get 2 more CVs in here. Obviously, you're going to be paying 40 more points for 2 of your tanks, but only having 5 CVs. I've seen lots of people lose because they only have 5 CVs. I would not be bringing a CV in this tab. The alternative is you could find 3 points, put it in here. Get this or something. So yeah, usually you spam out the M1 Abrams, but he's clearly going for an air spam thing. He's got the helicopters as well. That's probably why he's got the helicopters for the air spam. And yeah, like helos for air spam. So yeah, I mean, as for the CEV, don't think it's very good, to tell you the truth. Don't think it's worth losing 2 Abrams for. But if you're playing a momentum game, then it can make sense because you can buy, what, 3 of these in a minute? Whereas you can't even buy 1 of these in a minute. And then Jaguar 2 is really good. It's really good. The price has gone up a lot. It used to be like 60, but it's still really good. It's a TOW 2 with 6 armor and smoke. So it just, the enemy tank can't one-shot it, and so the TOW 2 usually hits then and stuns him, and then you can just smoke and drive off, and his tank's useless, and you're, you know, you've done your job, basically, for 1/4 the price. Sorry, 1/3 the price of the tank, right? So then, yeah, Bradley CFVs between these two. The up-armored one is better. I mean, it's got more toes. I do see some people bringing both sets. 3 armor will die to 17 AP on a heat round, not kinetic round, I think. Whereas 5 armor will survive 18 AP. You need 19 AP, and like a lot of launchers, like Dragon 2s, for example, are 18 AP. So having 5 armor is very useful. M1A, 1A cav, so here you go, so 2 more M1A ones. And then Hellfire, Kiowa. Okay, it's good at the start, but then, I mean, I wouldn't be bringing this. I would be bringing this, because the idea is you put this in front of the Kiowa, and this tanks the shots, because it's got 8 HP, whereas this will die in 1 hit. You do lose 1 availability, and it does cost more, but, you know, it's also got the jamming thing, which can help. But yeah, it's mainly about the ECM and the damage, the HP. Right, it's better. So that's what I'd be doing. And then scouts in the grenade launcher Humvee, yeah, makes sense. Grenade launcher, very good. Lowest vet, so you can spam grenade launchers, makes sense. LRS for the ground surveillance radar, and this is your only airborne forward deployed unit, so you do kind of need to bring it. These are okay. I mean, they're not as good as they used to be. You could also, like, get rid of this and put in an extra card of scouts with more grenade launchers, and then you've got 12 grenade launchers. That's worth thinking about. AA tab, so Ihawk, Stinger, and this thing I think is terrible. I really don't like it. Maybe it'll be good in the game. We'll see in the game if it's good, but I really don't like it. So there you go, 3 points. And now you can spam out more AGL Humvees, and there's no 1 point thing. I mean, it's up to you, right? It's up to you how you build your deck. I can only offer suggestions. But yeah, I don't like this thing at all. I mean, it's only 3 per card, and like, it dies in 1 hit to basically anything. So you see bombers come in, and the secondary weapon on the bomber just flings off and just kills this, and it's just stupid. Heli tab, so Sea Knights, so these are TOW 2 Cobras as opposed to TOW Cobras, or ITOW Cobras, so they are very good. You do pay for it, they're not cheap, but they are good. Exclusive to this division, and then regular Cobra for rocket spam. And then air, so this is a very overpriced fighter, but you don't really have a choice, you do have to bring it. And then the secondary one, which is also quite pricey, but it's very good because it fires both those missiles at once, and they've got 65% accuracy, and the range isn't actually that bad, so it is pretty decent. Then A10AT, A10 Rocket, F16 AT, F16 HE2, and so this is like one of the newer ones. This is actually pretty decent, and the Seed. I mean, I like the LGBT over, say, the A10 Rocket, perhaps, but it's only 1 per card. But the thing is, it reloads in 2 minutes, which is more than it used to be. but this reloads in 5 minutes if it makes it out. So I prefer the LGB2, but it's up to you. Switching to his opponent's deck, we've got Fob Finder, but Lil Goat did not bring a fob, so there's no fob to find. He's playing 101st Airborne, and he seems to like his helicopters. So looking at it tab by tab, you know, if you bring in 4 arty pieces, it's probably worth bringing lots of supply. What you can do is, you know, you could swap this out for this, and then you can like spam Chinooks, and those Chinooks will shield your regular helicopters. I've seen it done. You just use these Chinooks to shield your regular helicopters. You don't have to do it. I mean, it's quite expensive to do. You could also, because you've got Blackhawks and stuff, you could use those Blackhawks and those Chinooks to do it instead. So yeah, 1 CV here, 3 cards of supply. I'll be honest, this div needs 3 cards of supply less than the other div does. Just something to keep in mind. Aero Rifles Dragon, yes, very good squads. Aero Rifles in Blackhawks. This is not really a good squad compared to the others, but yeah. I mean, I'd be tempted to swap this one out, to tell you the truth. Where are the, yeah, so these are 13 men for 80 points, whereas this is like 9 men for 55, which I guess makes sense, but, I mean, I'd be tempted to bring some aero engineers. Oh, okay, so you've got some. I'd be tempted to bring MP Patrol, because the recoilless rifle's really good. And, like, do you need this? Are you buying this? We'll see in the game, right? Maybe he does need it. But you've got so many other Helo-born guys that it's like, do you really need this? Maybe you could swap it out for MP Patrol, which is a really good squad. Or you could just swap it out for 12 of these. This is really, really useful for holding ground. You don't have to bring it in the Black Hawk. This is a really, really useful squad. Whenever I've got the chance, I'm bringing MMG squads, unless grenade launcher squads are available. This is useless now. It should be 30, because this went up to 4 strength. This is less than half the price of this, right? And look, this is coming at 1 vet for free. You should be bringing this. It's really powerful. So that's how I'd be doing it. And then aero toes, both in this. Okay, sure, toe 2s. Aero rifles 84. 13 men, really good squad. Aero rifles dragon. Green Berets ODA. So special forces benefit more from upvetting. And so I like to upvet this, because you only lose 1. It's really expensive anyway, and it does make them a lot better. But then you've only got 2 instead of 3. So it's up to you. And then Green Berets leader, because they've got 12 strength, but they cost 100 points, and, you know, but they do have 12 strength. Like, shout out to this one, it's 60 points for 9 men. It still comes in a helicopter, and it's got smoke grenades. And this is like 3 availability, but it's only 3 men. And then, yeah, Aero Engineers, really good squad, because they come at 1 vet for free. All this stuff does. This is a good div. People seem to think it's bad, it's not. Here, like, do you need 4 howitzers? If you're buying 4 of these in a game, then, you know, maybe you're just getting counter-batteried a lot, but I would recommend, like, maybe some mortars for smoke instead of 4 of these. Depends. If you're not going to use the mortars for smoke, then you might as well not bring them. Tank tab, Meep Abrams, Humvee toes, 10 of them. So it's like, well, basically you never want these at no vet anyway. And yeah, I guess on this div, like, because you don't have the slots really, do you? But yeah, you could get rid of this to get this. I mean, you've got 6 toe 2s here, and then 10 more here, but maybe that can work, and you just basically rarely bring tanks. But yeah, you've only got 4 CVs, so you're doing yourself a great disservice here. Only having 4 CVs. I mean, that's just really bad. Recon tab, so he's bringing it in the wrong transport. So he's got Delta Force in this Humvee. This one costs more, right? And you might think, well, what's the point? It's got Special Forces. Special Forces makes the unit go faster. So then what you do is you upvet this. Or you can leave it at 4, right? But you want to upvet it really, because then it goes even faster because it scales with the veterancy. And then get some more points in here. Quick fix, we spoke about this. And then Aero Scouts GS Army, it's a 13-man squad, it's pretty cool. But you're missing out on the additional deltoids. Stingers, this thing I really don't like. So this has seen great usage in the meta. Basically, you just drive it up to people and load it and shoot them with it, and it's actually pretty decent. But it is 70 points because you got to keep the transport. But yeah, I don't like this one at all. There you go, now you've got 3 points, and now you can get 2 more deltas. But to be honest, at the start, you only need 2 that go really super fast, right? And then you can bring 4, and you can bring them in the grenade launcher Humvee, and now you've got some fire support. For the AA, the Aero Stinger, you've got to bring it in the Mule H2B. It's slower, which is annoying. But the point is that you use this for fire support, use this to help your guys out. Alternatively, rather than doing what I spoke about, you could bring the Pivads, so that's your fire support. But yeah, the Mule is very, very useful because this div really lacks direct fire support. You'll notice that you've got loads of infantry, but then you don't have many. How do you support your infantry? You've got to use helicopters, and I feel like this is a big overinvestment on helicopters, to tell you the truth. Lots of people like the DAP because of the auto cannon, and it's actually got more HP than the Cobra now. So I'd be tempted to swap that out. Frankly, I think this is too many helicopters. We'll see how you get on, but... And then 4 Eagles and what? So what's this for? What's this for? I mean, just spotting soaking AA, but then you can't do anything about it because you've not got a follow-up bomber. I don't see the point in this. Be getting rid of that. And then there you go, you got 2 more points now, so you can go back and get some more deltoids. And there you go, you got your fast deltoids, and then your regular speed deltoids with the grenade launchers, because you need the fire support. You could also bring the snipers in the grenade launcher Humvee as well. You do need the quick fix. This is a good squad as well. So it's it's only 1. But yeah, I'd be getting mortars for smoke. This has more availability than that, but if you're not using them, then you might as well just bring the howitzers. And yeah, you could do with only having 2 cards of supply on this div. I think you can get away with it because you don't have that many tanks and stuff to resupply. I suppose, are you repairing your helicopters or are they just dying? Let's find out. Let's get into the game. Right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about the map first. Mount River came back to ranked. Used to be different, used to have more trees. They deforested it, made it better for the armored divs. Bit of a short-sighted change in my opinion, but that was the previous administration. Which side is the good side? That's what everybody wants to know. It's red side, and that's because there are these 3 high-rises here. This high-rise, probably the most important, and this high-rise. And this helps you defend this, right? Stop the people here, shoot them with your ATGMs. This really helps here, and this one locks down this side of the map. So it is red favored. Also, defending this zone is a lot easier than defending this zone, simply because there's just more buildings and stuff. And yeah, attacking into here, attacking from here into here is very tough because the enemy always puts somebody here, and he just shoots you as you come down this road. And if he's got somebody here, he's going to shoot you down here. On the flip side, if you're on this side and you're attacking into here, if you take this, then yeah, you got to worry about these buildings. Oh, well, not really. And you got to worry about these trees. But because this doesn't stick out, it's sort of a blind spot here. But yeah, you do have to worry. I mean, it's not that one-sided there. Also, I'd say that this position is easier to defend than this position. Although you can just put somebody here. There is also a church here. Religious people can see further than atheists, but farmers can see even further. Because they put that thing in the cow feed now, to cut down the emissions, and that gives you radioactive superpowers basically. I think it's called Bovar or something. Anyway, let's talk about the deployments. So we already spoke about how I Will Find Your Fob brought the wrong Humvee. didn't bring the Special Forces Humvee and didn't upvet it. So if he had, he would literally get here before the enemy does. And he would definitely get here before the enemy does, like way before. But he's not done that. So he's thrown away his biggest advantage, which is interesting. But hopefully he sees this video and then he will be like, oh wow, I have a new lease on life with my division. I definitely didn't skip the deck review. So yeah, he's just coming up to here with his extremely expensive squad, just using that just to hold ground. It doesn't make much sense. He's also putting it in the wrong building because, well, actually, we don't know which one he's going for. Hopefully he's going for the church. There are 2 churches, actually. It's interesting. Very religious community here. I mean, there's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 17 houses and 2 churches. Yeah, so he's doing that. And then CV is also putting a TOW2 there. Okay. I mean, surely the TOW2 should be in the church, but that's a lot of units just to hold a little bit of ground. You really only need 1 cheap unit here. And if they start shooting you, you just fall back to here. And then you fall back to here, right? And then as they drive down here, they're going to shoot you. All you're trying to do is just buy enough time for you to buy some more stuff up there if they do attack there, which they usually don't. Quick fix coming over here. And that's supporting Aero Rifles Dragon, who are going straight in. If he'd use the Aero Rifle Scouts, they'd be getting in faster and providing him recon. He's probably not got the points for them or something. Aero TOW2 going to here. Aero Rifles Dragon going for Alpha. And 2 Apache ATAS. So presumably he's bought an Eagle or something, although this is a third of his deployment there. I assume he's bought some planes, because there's not a lot here. But yeah, these have Hellfires and Stingers. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we got Lil Goat playing as 11th ACAV, and he hasn't brought a FOB, so the FOB cannot be found. And yeah, he's just rushing 2 LRS in, and they've got airborne forward deployment, and you know, this is starting right at the back, so they're probably going to get it first. Kyo with the Hellfires just to shoot anybody coming down this road. We'll see if the ATAS can intercept that. I mean, it's faster. And then he's got 3 AA helos. Yeah, I mean, I spoke about this in the deck review. I don't like them, really. I also wouldn't be putting them over the water or over the trees, because if you need to land that, if the enemy buys a jet and you're like, oh man, I gotta land, you can't land it on the water, right? So you always want to try and keep it over places you can land it. The best place to put it is right behind a building, because as you start landing, right, you will, woo, I didn't do that very well. Like, let's say you're here, right, and the plane's coming, bam, you know, you've broken LOS, but you've not hit the ground, but you've still broken LOS if the plane's over here, you know. I suppose I could have just explained that, but I recently learned that many of you can't read, so I guess we got to dumb it down a bit. Sorry, obviously it doesn't matter what order we don't know what order these videos come out, but that is in reference to the fact that people keep asking me to read out the dev diaries. So yeah, then we've got lots of Stingers. I mean, the guy really cares about planes. I mean, I guess he is, or helicopters. I guess he is against the 101st Airborne. It makes a lot of sense. But rather than 3 Stingers, how about 1 Eyehawk? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is 70. So you can get one Eyehawk and 1 Stinger, actually. So yeah, lots of Stingers. But actually, I don't know, maybe Stingers makes more sense, actually. But nah, there's a lot of Stingers. I'd be getting rid of 2 Stingers and getting an Eyehawk. I mean, you've got all these things. To be honest, I just wouldn't be bringing these things, and then I'd be bringing the Stingers. It's a lot of AA, basically. So, Stinger, Stinger, Stinger. Engineers Dragon, defending. Mech Rifles Dragon, attacking. And Mech Rifles Dragon, defending. And 1 CV for India Papa. We spoke about this. On the right, we got a grenade launcher vehicle. Scouts going to take the high rise. We spoke about this. I mean, yeah, he's missed a trick here. He could have got an ATGM up here. I know we spoke about this. He's got the Milan 2s, right, on 11th ACAV, which is a bit weird. He could have put, like, you need an ATGM here. Although, I suppose the Kiowa is serving that purpose, at least at the start. And then, yeah, Milan 2, I spoke about that. coming over here. If you're going to put that there, then the scout should be in this building. Don't put them both in the same building. Or put them here, better yet, for the scouts. Don't put them both in the same building, because one bomber, one arty piece will take out both. You don't want that. So the Milan obviously needs the better LOS. And then the scout you can just put here. It's got more HP, so it can go a bit further forwards, you know. If it gets shot, it can run off. It's faster as well. So it can do that. 24 versus, what are these, like 18? Yeah. So that's it for the deployments. Let's cast the game. Right, so they're off, and it's time to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They don't poke fun at people who forget to path their stingers at the start of the game. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. I'm unemployed, and I still have to finish my full-time PhD, because I was a big dum-dum. So I rely on this channel as my sole source of income. So yeah, you should feel bad, basically. So Eagle coming around, and this guy's over forest, but yeah, he's only got 4 HP, and down he goes. So there you go, 120 points gone. These things, they evac'd it, so they did their work actually. But now the ATAS is going to shoot that Black Hawk, maybe. I don't know. He's not really moving up aggressively enough with this, and there you go. It routes and then it dies. This thing misses that Black Hawk. I'll be honest, it was a pretty weird deployment from the 11th ACAV player. He's basically trying to play 101st Airborne. Do you know what I mean? His deployment is 101st Airborne-esque. So these stingers should be unloading now. And he needs to right-click this, otherwise they'll start automatically pathing to buildings and stuff rather than... Okay, so looks like Fob Finder managed to figure that one out and get out of there. So yeah, Lil Goat playing it very weirdly there, although it seems to have worked out. Mainly because this is just like odd. And, you know, there's a big overinvestment here as well. You really only need one unit here. If the enemy attacks, you can react quickly enough because you've got helicopter troops, you've got helicopters and so on. All the mech rifles notice. They do not notice, and this is looking substantially worse for Red now because he was about to have 2 units here, and now he's going to have none. So that Apache's going to hurt him. Apache gets pulled back, but it's done a lot of damage there. Although the LRS is probably still going to win, actually, because these guys are low cohesion, and that's because of this sniper rifle. It's actually a DMR in this case. They're just both called sniper rifle, which is really annoying. I need to add that to my list of things to complain to them about. Sniper rifle and DMR, same thing. Because, yeah, the snipers have more... This has a sniper, because that's got 1250 range. Whereas this has a DMR, which has 850 range. So they've got very different stats. And there's basically 2 types of stats. With no exceptions yet. Anyway, Stinger's clearing out that quick fix there. Supply purchase for the ATAS, and now more helicopters coming out from Blue. Red's bought the shotgun fighter, which is better against helicopters because both its missiles can shoot helicopters, whereas the Sparrows on the Eagle cannot shoot helicopters, and on the F-16 AA-1. So over here, there's only 1 unit here, and he's getting bullied a bit. So he will eventually lose. So building stealth isn't as powerful as forest stealth anymore, but I believe he's still got supreme cover reduction. Mech rifles, not what they used to be. Only got 2 MGs now instead of 3. Like, this squad is better. I mean, it costs more. Because the saw is better than the M240, I think. I can't remember. They do change them around a lot. But this is at no vet, so that's actually going to make the difference there. These 2 are at no vet, and this is at 1 vet. So you see how this guy is maintaining his cohesion, and these guys aren't? It will take 7 minutes for these guys to get their cohesion back. It'll take 3 for this guy. He's at 2 vet now because the CV's buffing him up. So yeah, 2.3 stress recovery per second. 0.6 stress recovery per second. So Aero Rifles Dragon is going to win that. What Red can do is just dive it with this and take it out, but then the Eagle's going to kill him. So he's got to watch out. And, you know, we spoke about mortars for smoke. Blue has no smoke mortars, and Red does. F-16 coming in here is going for that one. I mean, surely these are a bit more important. Ihawk's on the board. Needs to reposition now. And, you know, these have 10% ECM, but I do feel like they're getting very lucky there. And the F-15, I'm not sure why he evac'd that. I'm not sure why he evac'd that. So the air rifles land. The ATAS is going to help kill the LRS while it runs away. This Stinger's almost out of rounds. It's probably going to go on that supply, right? No, it was going for the ATAS. And you see that this one high vet unit in a building beat 2 low vet units not in a building. And the guns were pretty comparable. Like, you know, this had 2 MGs, these guys had 2 MGs. You see the advantage of the vet. And, you know, what Red could have done if he was feeling very zany. Although, to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend this. Oh, I do like the smoke. I like the smoke. It's very smart, smoking off the TOW 2 so we can use the Milan. Not sure what these are doing, just trying to scout targets, but scout them for what? He could have moved up the Iltis to here, and that would have buffed the mech rifles and the engineers to 1 vet, and it would have helped them in that fight, and they might have won. Alternatively, he could have just waited for this to show up before he attacked. You know, just go backwards instead of just staying there and dying. Hard to do, I know. So, is this going to get too close and get smacked? These guys have 6 AT4s, even though Gurkha rifles only have 4 lore ATs. It's worth pointing out. It's worth pointing out. It's worth pointing out. And yeah, so Fob Finder's got a counter-attack here. He's got to do something. I mean, why isn't he doing anything? Also, you know, this smoke gives him the perfect opportunity to just barrel this down here, but who knows? So Marder 183 Milan did not get too close. Although if this guy goes in this building, what happens? I don't know. 2 howitzers purchased. And yeah, Fob Finder, he missed his opportunity here, really. Like, he could have just sent 1 unit forwards. He's got so many. He could even just send the Humvee, send it forwards. It's not dead. Whoa. And then you just walk in. So, Hog getting hit by the Stingers, has to pull back straight away. And yeah, this is the problem Fob Finder has. So he's got to start clearing out these Eyehawks and stuff. So when he sent those Chinooks over, I figured they would be to spot targets for artillery or bombers. We know he's not got any bombers from the deck review. I think. Oh yeah, because he's got that stupid EW plane. And, you know, his arty wasn't purchased. But yeah, he's lost all his momentum here, just spending a minute on arty. Although I suppose his opponent did as well. So it evens out. But, like, he's not using it. He's not using these. He's not using these. Do you know what I mean? If he sent this forwards, it would actually kill all this. So, Marder 183 Milan goes down to the TOW 2, because the smoke faded, I suppose. And there's a secondary TOW purchased here. These Stingers, you know, they've got normal optics. This is sensible. Although, honestly, you could send the LRS forwards through this and just put it up there. Grenade launcher goes down to the TOW 2. That TOW 2 is doing a lot of work. It's got to try and get that Marder 183 Milan. Eagle goes up against F-16. You'd expect the Eagle to win, but there's 2 F-16s and an Eyehawk. So the Eagles win. The F-16s win. And you see the power of helicopter AA missiles here. This is the best one in the game, by the way. Yeah. Red's doing alright. I mean, he's still not managed to get a CV in here. And to be honest, these guys are still alive, so it's not going particularly well. Fob Finder started to attack. Hog purchase. There's no AA on this side. Although he could bring over the Apache ATASs. But he's got to watch out for this Stinger, which has no rounds. Or this Stinger, which has 2 rounds. Veto, probably not going to get that Unimog. The Marder 183 Milan with its 5 armor will survive a Dragon 2 hit, but it won't survive 2 Dragon 2 hits. I think there might have been a near miss there. Usually this would have more HP than that. So it might have survived 2 hits, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So the thing is, when this guy disappears, will the Marder just not be able to see him anymore? Okay. I mean, they've left now. And that's probably dead Marder 1 Milan. And this is the issue. Like, so routes in this game are sort of semi-random. And so even though this is 1 bet, I mean, at least it's running away. Usually they don't do that. Usually they get routed and they just stand still. This is really dumb. Anyway, F-16 is probably going to kill this. Down it goes. And yeah, the Chaparral, not really in range. Okay, this is going for the Eagle. I'm surprised it didn't go for that other ATAS. Oh, wow. So that's the power of those 65% accuracy missiles. Oh my god, he got both of them. That is crazy. So, really good eagle there. I mean, that was just entirely luck. I mean, what am I talking about? All skill. All skill. Massive skill there. Just went past all the AA and just killed 2 eagles, which cost way more and have way more ECM. Yeah, that's just skill, bro. So that's a big turnaround because I'm pretty sure Fob Finder's only got 1 eagle left. He might have 2. And yeah, so he's trying to attack over here now. And he's still not used this artillery that he spent all those points on. It's really annoying to see this happen. It happens so often as well. He's not actually got any recon apart from this delta, so he won't get corrected shot on any of this. He needs to get a recon unit up to here so he can get that corrected shot. And Green Braze ODA coming in now. Clearly wants this. Maybe he can do some smoking and stuff. I mean, neither player is like the key to these zones is this tree line. If you own this tree line as red, it's kind of hard for blue to hold on to this. And if you own this tree line as blue, it's kind of hard for red to hold on to this. Because, you can just smoke here and then just run in. Whereas, but neither player's going for it. I mean, they both could. This is very important. You put some recon here, you're going to see all this as it comes into the zone. On the flip side, you put some recon here, you're going to see all this as it comes into the zone. It also frees you up to move down here. So, yeah, big sad. Air rifles, I wonder if they'll run in and just shoot this. I mean, they should just run into the smoke, really. This has cover turned on, so it might just reverse back into those trees. And yeah, they've got a... I mean, all he had to do was just run one into the smoke, but I guess he didn't want to. Big sad. Furung's probably going to get out, breaks the LOS there. Howitzers, he's literally sold the things that came in. What the heck? Oh no! Howitzer goes down, Humvee goes down. I didn't get a chance to see what's in this. And it looks like Fob Finder's looking for the fob. Blackhawk's probably not going to make it. Although, this guy seems to have other ideas. And yeah, really powerful play from Fob Finder. Both players could have done this, if he chose to. This is just chilling out. That was just also chilling out, apparently. Just facing the wrong way. And that's the problem with Apaches. So, this guy, I mean, I wonder if he'll cap these before he blows them up. He's probably going to blow them up, which is a big shame. He's going to waste his missiles. Wonder if he's paying attention. Yeah, big sads. Big sads could have capped those and then sent them all the way around here and run out of fuel, but, now he's not got any AT for anything important. And yeah, there's no AA here. He's got 1 chaparral on the whole map. That's his AA. And he lost the air war due to just poor gameplay there, choosing to lose his 2 Eagles to 1 F-16. That was just, whoa. And his AA was there, but yeah, it's just a big skill issue. So, I mean, Blue's on a +3, but it's looking worse for him as time goes on. Like, look at this. He's just lost a lot of HP on those aero rifles. Although you'll notice these guys are at no vet, so they're just low cohesion all the time. I was going to say use your arty, but it's dead. And here you go. So, fuel tank fire crit. But this starts a fire of its own, which forces the air rifles to move. They're now stunned, and yeah, they're not going to make it. But yeah, that was a good play from Blue. He got a lot of value out of that. And this is the last or penultimate Blue Eagle. If I ever become a successful game developer, this is my promise to you. I'm going to make a RTS game that doesn't have RNG in it. Apart from maybe like artillery dispersion. So yeah, if you support the channel as a generous channel joiner, you're funding my aspirations as a game developer. And one day, maybe 10 years from now, you will have a Warno-like. Although for legal reasons I can't call it that. And in the Warno-like, there won't just be ridiculous 55% chance to hit on your over 1 minute income thing that you only get two of, right? It's so frustrating. And that's why I don't like playing 101st. It's not a bad div. It's not. But the fact of the matter is, you've got all these really expensive assets, which you've got to just be lucky with. It really is that simple. If you're unlucky, you will lose. It's so stupid. I've seen it happen both ways. I've seen a 101st player get very, very lucky on a particular video, which you've probably seen, called Dutch Get the Eyehawk. I'll link it in the description if I remember. If I don't, please remind me. And, oh, that was some very, very lucky 101st gameplay. I gotta tell you, big skill going on there. And it just irks me to no end. I don't like gambling. I mean, and not just for religious reasons, but also, I mean, I play video games to, there you go, a bit of luck there. Chaparral gets a hit. 6 damage means it deals a one-shot hog, because these used to have 10 HP, then it was 8, and now it's 6, so yeah. Yeah, you know, I play video games because life is very unfair, and then I play the video game to, like, you know, in the video game you practice, you get better. In life, it's not always like that. It's a big part of why I play video games, and I think that's true for many people. But this game isn't like that. This game takes the worst parts of life and puts it in the game. Obviously, of course, you know, you play 2,000 games of Warno, you're going to be better than somebody who's not played any, right? But the same is true of life. This is very philosophical. You know, you got to try in life. Sometimes you spend 10 years in university and it doesn't go the way you thought it was going to go, but you still come out of it with something if you don't give up. So this has 8 HP. So you'll see it survives that. Well, that was actually the stinger that hit it. Wow, that was a pretty lucky guy there. I dodged. Got hit once out of 3 missiles. I don't know. So yeah, just both players just buying loads of AA. Looks like these arrow rifles are gonna go do something funny again. But yeah, I'm really surprised that Blue hasn't sort of lent into this more, like tried to attack Oscar. But I did like that. I thought that was really funny. Whenever you've got Helo-born infantry, you should always try something like that. So these are finally firing. He bought them about 10 minutes ago. And it's stunned, so it won't stand up. And it's dead. Okay. And now he's targeting this, because he knows there's somebody there. Oh no, he's cancelled it. He's cancelled it, now he's moving. So that he doesn't get counter-batteried. Instead of, you know, perhaps using these vehicles. I'm not sure if a Humvee can do it, actually. I know the Chinooks can. Actually, can they? Airlifter. This should be airliftable. I'm pretty sure 155s can be towed by helicopters. Do let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the British ones can be towed by Chinooks. So I know the light guns can, the 105s. I'm pretty sure the 155s can as well, but maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, you see the power of this LOS break here on this particular house. So, you know, imagine if you had this arty that just was not doing anything all game. Then you could just bomb this house until it's not there anymore, and then your toes and stuff could do stuff. But you know, that's an advanced level strat. You gotta join as a channel member if you want to know that strat. It's a copyright strat. So yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good for red right now. Blue had the advantage, and then some things happened over here, and also he did make a lot of mistakes. But it's just the fact that 101st Airborne, like, this map is narrow. I know people are like, wow, such wide. But because of the river and the lake, it's not. So this man needs to land ASAP. Although it looks like Lil Goat has not noticed this, because he could have just brrred that to death. Looks like he hasn't noticed, even though he's shooting it. Like, he could bring over the sea knights or whatever. But yeah, this is quite a narrow map, and so 101st Airborne, the wider the map, the better it is, because you get the mobility from the helicopters. Sort of like 2nd UK in that regard, except 2nd UK is just way better, because it also has warriors, warrior lands and so on. I must say he's put that in slightly the wrong place. It should be right here. Seed. Comes out for the Apache ATGM. Chinook getting shot there. Apache ATGM survives, and this is why you don't want him over the trees, as I said. You want it behind the trees so that you can land and you can try and break LOS with the trees. Seed gets killed by many AA. I mean, that was, you know, that was quite an aggressive push there. That Chinook died because he literally just YOLO'd it back here. I don't understand why he keeps doing that. You can save him and then do it all at once. This has enough bullets left, despite what the numbers may tell you. And this is the thing about coming in over the what? Over the what? So that was just poor micro there from Lil Goat. Very poor micro there. I mean, he could have killed this, but not sure what was going on there. This has 20% ECM, I think. Yeah, because it's got this massive jousting lance, I suppose we could call it. Which, that's for, it spots landmines. You put it on the front of your vehicle, and then that'll hit the landmine instead of you hitting it. So, this was a bit silly. I mean, so he knows that there's AA there because it hit his seed thing. And then he was like, actually, yeah, I'm going to try it. And yeah, it looks like Fob Finder's gearing up. We spoke about this in the deck review. 4 howitzers is too much. But yeah, look at this. Like, I mean, this A10's being messed around. So these could come over here. I'm not sure what they were doing. I guess he was trying to get over here and he got spotted by stingers or whatever and changed his mind. But yeah, 101st isn't as bad as people seem to think. Some people seem to think it's terrible. It's not. It's a proper solid mid-division. I think if it got some more direct fire support in the form of just Humvees with 50 cals on Fire Team 84 or whatever, if they just got Humvees with 50 cals, I think that would be really cool. And I think that would bump the div up to S tier, but honestly it's good anyway, especially with the current VADS thing where you just use the VADS as direct fire support. And imagine if he'd had the Aero, you know, the Mule 50 cals, that would be his direct fire support right there, 6 extra 50 cals. So here we go, EW plane coming out now, for reasons unknown to man, presumably so that he can arty things. And there you go, it gets suppressed on mist and leaves because it doesn't have additional suppression resistance over a regular plane, despite being an electronic warfare thing which is designed to do that. And these Eyehawks, you know, they're not, though they are moving. Interesting. So, Meep Abrams at Novet, but this has a minimum range of 125 meters, which is clearly happening there. And, you know, the Green Braze ODA could go in, right? I mean, you could do some smoking, you could do something. But yeah, there you go. So he found one AA position. And it's just, you know, basically, instead of buying 4 RT, how about buying 1 RT and using it 4 times as much? And you might say that's ridiculous, Hippie, but I think in this case it's perfectly reasonable to say that. As for Red, you know, he could buy the M109 and start counter batterying. Obviously, he doesn't see what we see here. This man just selling his transports. But he'd have a pretty decent chance of getting some of these, to tell you the truth. Okay. So that's due to lack of recon here. This only has normal optics. There's going to be some American in chat talking about how these, in fact, do not have normal optics. But it is a video game. And this could be sold. Could have got extra 45 points a while back. And this is not going to work because the Mardos will kill it if the Stingers don't get it first. But hey, now he knows an additional 2 Stinger positions. So he can use his RT on... Yeah, there we go. I mean, he bought these. I don't know. It seems to be that he buys them and then he needs 10 minutes. He's doing LARP, right? They got to set up. They got to dig the fire pit or whatever. But ACAV going down there to Hellfire missiles, which does make this kind of push difficult, but frankly, I don't know why he's doing it. He's got the zone. Where are these going? You know, taking this forest is always useful, because then you can look out across here, and you can shoot people in the side as they try and come over here. Like, that's always useful. But, you know, that is just send the infantry in. So, Air Rifles AT4 do some landing here. This hasn't been given a takeoff order, and it's got auto cell off, so that down it goes. So basically, if you leave auto cell on, it'll stand back up again, or you can just shift click off it, and then it'll get back up. A10 rocket, here we go. So scout spots the air rifles AT4, and now they're not long for this world unless they hide behind this, which they're not doing. And yeah. So you see the power of this thing. It's mainly because it goes so slowly. And this is sort of what I was talking about with the fact that the secondary missiles can shoot this. But I'll be honest, this thing kind of got quite lucky. I mean, I know it's got 20% ECM, but there was... Look how much AA there was here. This had rounds. All this AA. All this AA. And it survived all that. And they all shot as well. I mean, this one might not have, but... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all this AA. Very sad. Buy some more AA, I guess. There's 7. So I missed one last time. So, looks like this is going to be the... Oh, 2 things are happening at once. This is too much for my feeble mind to cope with. So, double stinger there. This needs to leave. Okay, he's just going to try and mano it. Mano it. Blimey. He got pretty unlucky there. I mean, that really should have killed that. Whoa, he's getting a bit naughty here. This hasn't been given a move up order, so it's going to die again. But the stingers are dead because they were both in one building. Smoke mortar's coming out here because red's actually trying to attack. But it looks like blue wanted to attack here, but he's having some problems of being attacked. And the air rifles AT4, they will lose to the Panzer Grenadier because these guys have DMRs. This is like very, very cost-effective infantry, and there you go, that's the issue with trying that without smoke cover. Imagine if you had 4 howitzers and then you could, you know. But yeah, the air rifles, they've got vet, but this has vet because it killed CV, and they're already low cohesion. This needs to just poke out and shoot, but I guess he's worried about the Apache. But then the question is, why isn't the Apache here trying to help out? But he's using the howitzers, right? He's got all 4 howitzers shooting now, which is good news. EW plane just immediately gets evac'd again. I guess it spotted targets. And yeah, some counterplay here from red, and you'll note that blue CV is dead. It's not in my head. That's what she said. So yeah, I'm basically the Eminem of Warno. And, you know, neither of these players doing a particularly great job of surviving the enemy's helicopters. I mean, he has a Stinger, it's just out of rounds, this could be there, and then he could have moved the Stinger up with his attack instead of just, like, walking the engineers over, you know. And, yeah, IHawk doing IHawk things. There you go, so helicopter's overextending a bit now. This got somethinged. Not sure what happened to that. Yeah, counter batteried. Yeah, it did. So this F-16, just flying over all the AA as you do. Okay, it goes down. Where's the RT? Here it is. There you go. So he bought the second one so he could counter battery. And yeah, I mean, this isn't really going anywhere. But over here, very funny things are happening. Lots of Black Hawks all over the place. Another Apache purchased. The enemy HE2's coming in. Oh, it's going to get a big bombing run here. It doesn't. I mean, if it just bombed this one normally, it would have killed 2, and possibly this Black Hawk as well. Though I'm not sure if it's on the. It's not on the ground. A10, poorly microed. You gotta watch out for that. If you just right-click things, it tends not to work properly. You gotta, like, manually path it round. And here we go, so CV coming in here. RT guns are shooting. Look how much value he's getting from actually using them. And I assume this is just on counter battery. Yeah, it is, because look at the size of that. It doesn't actually mean the dispersion's like that, but that's how you know it's counter battery, because it's right-clicked it, basically. The game has right-clicked it for you. So, Green Berets leader in, gets spotted by the A10. A10 doesn't manage to finish it off, but then here comes the Sea Knight. Abram's not in a position to help out. But yeah, Blue's going to take that zone back. And over here, Blue's actually counter-attacking. And yeah, he's still flooding in the helos here. Red has neglected his AA net. He lost his stingers and he never replaced them. That was very optimistic, especially given that he knew about this because he was shooting it. And yeah, Blue's own AA could be brought up. This Sea Knight's literally going to run out of bullets. Hog's going down there. Jaguar 2's going down. Really tense game. 9 minutes left. Blue on the +2. He's got a lot of points to catch up though. About 500 points to catch up. And you see what I mean about the side missiles. And you know, this should really just be over here. Because do you see that it only fired once? This one fired twice. This guy's max vet from the amount of kills he got. And you know, Red keeps buying planes, and yeah, he's not doing anything about the AA, so the AA is going to kill him. But then, meanwhile, you know, Blue out of ammo. He's lost one. One of them did get successfully counter-batteried there, and that's why you always keep the transports with him, so you can move them. You could have saved him. That's what he's saying. You could have saved me. You could have stopped this. So it's very sad, and this guy's just crying. Why is my commander such a moron? No. So, yeah, I mean, he keeps doing this. You know, if he saved them all up, he could do it all at once and then actually accomplish quite a lot. This, I don't know if this is like another one or if he just resupplied it. Because last time I looked, it had 110 things. And there you go, EW plane gets taken out by IHawk because EW planes are bad. So, don't worry about that EW plane nonsense. And imagine if he'd saved all those, then when he brings out this Apache, he could have had all these in front of it, and then the AA would preferentially hit that instead of the Apache. You know, the bombers coming in would use their first Sidewinder missile, their first secondary missile, on whoever's closest, so it would be those transports. But no, he just keeps sending them in, and I don't really understand, like, he's not accomplished anything from that. Guess he's worried about backline action. But yeah, the Apache, the uncontested Apache, dealing with all these Marders with the Hellfires. Hellfire, very spicy missile. It's got less pen than a TOT2, right? 25, 24, which means that this will one-shot T-55, and this won't, I think. Can't remember. I'd have to get the values in front of me. But it goes fast, it's got very high accuracy, and it's got motion accuracy, so the guy can do a wiggle as well. He can wiggle about a bit while he's shooting, you know, he can move forwards, he can move backwards. And Goat's buying another play! So, he's got 7 minutes to sort this out. He's got a lot here. Maybe this will be his big attack. And just sort of give up on this. Because if he takes this, then it will actually be no tick. So this is not on counter battery anymore. And the mortars have switched to regular HE. Oh, one of them has. And, you know, I just feel like these are not being used to their full extent. It's very sad. You hate to see it. Stingers aren't very good against Bradleys. Not very good against Sea Knights either, apparently. Although it is a bit hard to shoot. Somebody's trying to do that to you. And, ooh, that's going to be very spicy. So, against the CV, you see, because this is 14 strength, it actually survived. But the CV's dead. And there's no CV here. But there could be. And there is going to be. So, yeah, I do like the smoke mortars. I think it's a very good idea. But Blue can deal with this quite easily by just counter-battering them. They're not moving. So Apache Rocket taking names here. Really taking names here. Green Berets ODA still going. Somebody's Steam messaging me because I'm really popular. I'm definitely not going to just read that right now. It's a video link. I can't check it out. And yeah, this guy not in a building, so we'll just get eviscerated. Although against two, probably not going to make it anyway. This autocannon's better than this one, but But he runs, he could have won. He should have stayed, actually. Although I think this might have got him. He should have stayed. Because now he's losing that zone. And that C-Knight's coming from him, actually. That's weird. He's got, actually, this would win. He's got way better autocannon, but... Oh, I guess it's this thing that's the real problem, but... Chaparrals are going on the C-Knight. This is what I was on about with the Sidewinder shooting the first time they can. Chappie gets smacked. But the second Chappie deals the damage. Dragon 2's against, blimey, that one guy, he's living. And you see that, you know, HE mortars against stationary, they're really not bad. Basically, like, they don't kill you, but what you do is you just shoot the position, and then the guy basically has to move, or just sit there and eat it. So against isolated buildings and stuff, they're actually not bad. And then there you go, so the tick will now stop. Somebody's not been spending their points. And that's another C-Knight down. The attrition in this game has been pretty incredible. But, you know, this FOB guy, he's just got so many units just sort of sat around not doing anything. Like the Arty, for example. But also this, like, how long has that been there for? What does this accomplish? Like, if he just ran forwards, he would take this. He's got all the AA as well. He could literally just walk in there. It's very sad. So the Apache's back. Or it might be a different one. And we got Meeps fast moving in. Oh, that's attack move, actually. And he's got to make sure... Yeah, he got the stun off. Because if he didn't, one of these is really going to ruin his day. Because he's on 0 vet, he's just going to be low cohesion for the next 7 minutes. There's only 3 minutes left in the game. Mortar's going forwards there, so you know why that was. It's because he was, you know, shift T, 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 T. But because he had this on, as soon as these bullets ran out, it was like, okay, I need to attack position. I will use my machine gun. So he just goes forwards and dies. Great way to fix that is just turn this off. And then you won't turn this off, then you won't have that problem, basically. So Apache getting bullied a little bit there. Although it is going to win. And, you know, like, imagine if he just dropped this in here. Problem solved. But he doesn't do it. He doesn't know it's here. I think he's forgotten. Like, this could be here as well to soak. To help that get in. It's very sad. It's very sad. I'm like that guy off the Avengers movie. You know, where he's like, I once sought the stones. Now I am doomed to help others in such a plight. Or something like that. You know, the Doctor Doom thing. The red guy. I don't know if it's Doctor Doom or what. I don't know. I feel like superhero movies used to be better, but maybe it's just because they're all the same one, that now that I've seen the same movie so many times, the new ones are just as good as the old ones, but I don't notice. But no, honestly, I think they used to be better. But yeah, this thing, I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's just, it's got like a 6-minute reload, so I don't like it at all. Okay, so one aero rifles did go down there, and this Bradley's really messing them up. He needs the Abrams, really, to go sort that out. And it does. Sorted. But he's not, like, he's buying another one of these. He's not used this one. I think he's out of CVs. We spoke about this in the deck review. He had 4 CVs. I think he's out. Because didn't he lose 4 CVs here? Pretty sure he did. Otherwise, surely he'd have a CV in here and he'd be ticking. But he's not ticking. Because he's not CVing. So there you go. 2 cards of CVs. Big bozo moment. 4 CVs. Never, ever, ever do that. I played against, like, top-ranked players who brought 2 cards of CVs, so 5 CVs, and then I killed all their CVs, and they just started getting really angry at me. It's like, well, why is it my fault that you did that to yourself? It's literally entirely your fault. You just wanted to min-max, wanted to be the guy, oh, I could get 6 extra infantry, and then, oh, here comes Hippie, snipes all your CVs. So yeah, blue. I mean, he must be out. Otherwise, there would be a CV here. Wait, no, hang on. He's got one. He's had one all this time. He's just not been buying it. Alright, well, I don't know what to tell you, really. He could have won. He had it in his power to win and just simply chose defeat. What could I say? 30 seconds left. It's like Lil Goat's going in here. See if this makes it. But I don't know if that was the surrender or what. Yeah, he surrendered. So, big oof for Fob Finder here. 30 games. Obviously the ladder got reset, right? Against Goat, 17 games. Much higher win rate. 400 games here. 800 games here. So that's, this guy must watch Hippie YouTube videos. It really is that simple. You watch Hippie YouTube videos, you get a good handle on things. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that game. It was pretty funny. I do find it really funny that the blue player could have won and he just didn't buy a CV. I thought he was out because he only had 4, but no, he wasn't. So yeah, big oof. I need to stop talking like a Roblox character.